Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Africa, wherever you are. Asante sana for joining us again today. Welcome to another edition of Afri+CAN. What does that mean? For those who are joining us for the first time, this is where we talk about media, about film, with regards to production, distribution, marketing, training, policy making, associations, union, you name it. This is where we meet, we converge, and we have an interaction. So please do get in touch with us on the number below on your screen. WhatsApp us with your suggestions, thoughts, comments, ideas, whatever it is that you want to share with us. Let us hear from you. Let's have a conversation. And also spread the love. Hashtag Afri+CAN or hashtag Afri+CAN podcast, or rather both of them. You can use either or. So now, again, I'm always very excited to entertain my guests. Well, not really entertain, but to have a conversation with my guests. And today, I am honored to have, I don't know, he told me that I have not addressed him appropriately. So I'm not even going to introduce him. I'm going to let him introduce himself, lest I falter again. And I've allowed him to speak in Kiswahili, Luo, whatever language that he wants to use. Mr. Easy. Can you check? Okay, as he takes a sip.
Madam.
Yes. Nini sasa.
So I should introduce myself.
Please.
Okay.
So that I don't get it wrong. Mm-hmm. Yes.
My name's Ezekiel Onyango, but as you rightfully say, you can call me Easy.
Yeah.
Because I like taking things easy.
Easy.
Yeah. And I'm currently the chairperson of the Kenya Film and Television Professionals Association.
That's the one.
Domiciled in Kenya. This is an interest group for film people that was pioneered with the late Jerry Karago. May God rest her soul in eternal peace.
Yeah.
The person that we call Mama Cinema Kenya.
Yes.
She single-handedly came back from the United States, having worked in Hollywood, in a couple of big projects, came back home and pulled people of all likes together, and we started making films at Baraka Films.
I remember I was there.
And that little place down here in August somewhere,
Fitalin.
yes, should actually be honored. And if it's still there, we should go and find a place within, whether it's an apartment block, whatever is there right now.
Yeah.
We should find a conversation where people can actually visit and remember this is where Baraka used to be, because Baraka changed.
Is that studio space still there?
I'm not
Or
certain.
you don't know?
I don't
So
know.
that's why you're saying we need to revisit
whatever
and
is
see.
there.
Okay. It would be nice to
go and have a wall of fame
Yeah.
that will always remind people of where most of us really grew up from in the industry.
That's right.
And a lot of people don't know that filmmaking, this is in the context of Kenya.
Yeah.
Upper Kenya. If I ask you, when do you think Kenya first interacted with film? Pre-independence or post-independence?
Pre.
If it's pre, like 40s, 60s,
I mean, we
50s.
had those films that were made here. What are the titles again? The popular films
Those
that
are
were
the
filmed in
80s.
Kenya. Those were the 80s.
Yeah.
Not the 60s.
The major breakthrough in Hollywood, and we started winning awards. That's the glory days of the 80s. Mountains of the Moon.
I thought, okay. There's the one, Something to Africa. What is it called?
Out of Africa.
Out of Africa.
Those
That
are the
was
80s.
done a while back.
It's the 80s.
It's the 80s.
We're in 2023.
I thought it was in the 60s. Okay.
No, it's in the 80s.
Okay. So it's so post. Okay.
Yeah, so what? Actually, it's pre-independence. And I'll take you back to 1906. That's where Kenya first interacted with film. See, at that time, America had a president called Theodore Roosevelt. And Roosevelt decided to do a tour of Africa. And, of course, by God's grace, or whatever it was at the time, he landed in Kenya.
Okay.
When he landed in Kenya, he was doing his tour, looking around. There was a wildlife photographer at the time using a Bolex camera. His name was Cherry Kitten. And he filmed Roosevelt, and this time in Africa. And later on in the early 20s, that film was released, and it was titled TR in Africa. And that was the first time the world saw the beauty of Kenya.
What does TR stand for?
Theodore Roosevelt in Africa.
Oh, okay. All
so
right.
the film was titled TR in Africa.
Okay.
And that was the first time the world was able to see what Kenya had to offer as a film destination.
Okay.
And then after that, as we scrolled into the 20s and the 30s, there was now a big influx of what was called director-led productions. Individuals who wanted to come and tell stories here. And that happened up to the 40s, when now we had studios coming in here.
Right.
And slowly they started realizing that there's something about the locals
Yeah.
that was so different from other places that they visited. And this particular thing was the ability to grasp things quickly and to transfer skills.
Okay.
So as we now moved into the 50s, there were locals in Kenya who had already gotten trained in certain aspects
Right.
of filmmaking. At the same time, there was an independence struggle on the other side. Mau Mau's pushing and all that's happening. So at that time, there was a break. Then when we got to the 1960, is when Kenya actually made its first local, what we could claim as local film. And it was made by a local Indian producer called Ragib Singh.
I remember that name.
Yeah, and Ragib did this amazing film. I think it released in 1964. And if you know all actors like Oliver Litondo and all those guys,
that's when they started.
that's when they were realized, and then that's when people got to know about their potential. So that then made Kenya become a popular film destination.
Right.
And that's when now in the 70s, all these other films started coming in. The Out of Africas,
Okay.
the Mountains of the Moons, and that became...
To Walk with Lions.
Yeah, the time that now Kenya was really doing great.
well
You know,
in
we've got
film,
Hollywood,
yes.
we've won this, we've won that.
Yeah.
Then, politically,
Yeah.
at the time, we were a single-party country, more or less. There was Kadu and Kanu, but really Kenyatta was ruling. Then Moi comes into power, and Kanu starts ruling. Well, then we get to 82, then we get the coup, and obviously he had to, you know, do a bit of math here and then rejig the whole setup and get a bit of control.
Yeah.
So with that control came control on broadcast, came control on production, came control on this. So that's where the bottleneck came in.
Right.
We were victims of the coup attempt. And with the control in broadcast, it was now hard for people like Ragib to start to continue producing local films, because if you look at the law right now, Cap 222 as it is, if you read through the act, you read the word police 12 times. This is the film and plays stage act, but the word police is in that act 12 times, which means everything we did needed to be policed.
To be police, yes.
And that's why today, even when you apply for a license, you have to inform NIS, the police, and all that. It was as a result of just the government putting in measures to ensure they are not caught off guard again.
Okay.
And that's the law.
Okay, that's
that we
interesting. I
have
didn't know that. Okay.
until today. You know,
And how is that working?
We'll get there. I just want to paint to you the picture
History.
of this. You know, people don't
This dude, I
appreciate.
think, is younger than me.
People,
And I don't even remember this. But okay.
People don't appreciate history.
Yeah.
There is a famous statement famous to me
Okay.
and my son.
Yeah.
History is not just the path left by the past, as we all look at it. We all look at history as something that we've left behind.
Yeah.
But no, history is actually what influences what we do today.
That's true.
And decides what happens tomorrow.
That's correct.
So that is why for me it's important. If I'm a leader in the film industry, I need to understand really where we came from.
Okay, got it.
So when that happened in the 80s, it became very hard for local producers to actually have the freedom to produce. What happened to the industry at the time is that now the local capacity went down, and we relied solely on the inward productions. And that is what made our industry be a craft industry and not a development industry.
Mm-hmm.
Craft industry in that we have the skill
Yes.
to use a camera,
Yes.
to do some art,
Yes.
to do some things, but we don't have the knowledge of script writing and development, and neither do we have the knowledge of post-production, distribution, and marketing, because all we were exposed to
Yeah.
was productions that came in
Yes.
that needed skilled labor,
Yes.
or rather
The
skilled
killing
workforce,
nest. Yes.
work,
Yeah.
and it goes. And so this happened
So
through
we
the
don't know
80s.
how to run it as a business, because I've had this discussion before
Mm-hmm.
as well. So as you're saying, here we can't provide services. We've got resources, we've got skilled labor, but we are not turning this into a profitable business.
Yes, because
right?
the law did not allow for that to thrive. There was very much constraint to allow that to thrive. So we move into the 90s,
Yeah.
and the clamor for multipartism comes in. We jump around. Kamkunji happens, all these things happen. Then we get into a multi-party state. We start pushing for some adjustments in the constitution. And then filmmakers don't take advantage of that to join the lobbies. So we are left behind in the old draconian place. So the act is not touched.
Right, right,
Okay?
right. Yeah.
So then we come to the early 2000s.
Yeah.
By grace of God, because trade was very active in telling the whole world Kenya is open for investments, etc. We started seeing foreign players coming into the country.
Yeah.
I'll name MultiChoice, for example, coming.
They came in the 90s though. Early 90s.
No, I'm talking about this huge investment of Supersport.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, like in terms of actually developing,
Yes.
you know, the
Forget
okay,
the
right,
TV thing.
right,
whatnot.
right, right.
Yeah.
Not just broadcast.
Yeah.
But
So
okay.
they come in here in the 2000s, and they invest in the workforce, but also they invest in the infrastructure.
Yeah. Correct.
Train people how to do live broadcast, live football coverage,
Yeah.
all that, and we start seeing all of a sudden Kenya becomes a big player in the field of live TV,
Yeah.
and the workforce is present until today. The importance of that investment shows you that this year, rather last year when the World Cup was in Qatar, there were more than 10 Kenyans working as cameramen, OB operators, engineers out of that intervention.
Right.
So the government starts paying attention.
Yeah.
Say, okay, there's something happening here, and it looks interesting. Then, on the other side of TV shows, you
There's also
remember,
productions. Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
now
I was waiting for you to,
investments
you know,
starts
yes, to
coming
come
in,
to that. Yes.
and you were the person who was bringing this money.
Yes,
the
my
time.
money, my money.
You're the money giver. However, the money belongs to someone else.
Yes.
But we were very
Yes.
proud because
Yeah.
at that time people started realizing that as much as it's a craft industry, the knowledge and skill that's there, ni hali ya juu, iko ni top.
Yeah.
So you go, you bring this money from
Yeah.
Mnet,
Yeah.
and I remember at the time, you come with the cash. There was 2 shows.
Yes.
One was
Yeah.
called The Agency.
Correct.
The other one was called
Changes. Yeah.
Now I found myself on the side of The Agency. I'm still owed money until today by Sterling Quality Entertainment.
But that thing pained me a lot. Actually, it still pains me
Yeah,
to
it
date.
pains me a lot.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
people were being paid in parts. You know, they were told
Yeah.
30%.
Yeah.
But I had a plan. I had gotten a partial scholarship to study in NYU. So I knew this $15,000 that I was going to make in the whole show would pay
Okay.
the half of my thing.
Right.
So I never took an advance. When guys were paid their first third,
Right. You
I
said
didn't take the
weka
money.
pesa yangu.
I went as far as
Yeah.
getting the school financial details
Right.
and giving to the accountant. I say, I know from my contract you
Yeah.
will pay me at this time.
Yes.
Here,
Yeah.
I was gonna nilikuwa ndakubaki na kama $300.
Uh-huh.
15K yote iende kwa shule.
So ulikuwa unataka accountant alipe
A
directly.
transfer.
Okay.
If that,
So
if
usiguza hiyo chapa.
isinifikie.
Okay.
And then it never happened. I
Yeah.
had to forfeit the scholarship, Mongesha.
Oh
I
gosh,
swear
I
to
didn't
you on my
know
life.
that. Why
You know
didn't you
what I'll
talk
do-
to me then?
What I'll do to you
about
tonight,
this?
I'll send you the scholarship. You'll see it. I had to forfeit
No, but
it.
why didn't you come forward?
I came. That is why people stopped shooting. That is why people went on a revolt. That is why we asked you to come at the showground that time.
Yeah.
Because guys were feeling, it was even double pain for me because I never took a single cent.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
So that's for me the pain that the proprietors of Sterling Quality did, is they took away a lifetime opportunity from me. And they're aware.
And maybe not only you.
Yeah, they're aware of it.
This could be the only story that we are hearing now, but there could be others.
Yes.
In fact, I'm sure there are others.
So then, you see, then we got that opportunity.
Yeah.
And as a country, because we can't say Sterling Q messed up, in the eyes of the investor, Kenya is a messed up place. You go and put more money to do a show, they don't deliver the content. So also our reputation as a
Also
country went south, you know?
Yeah.
And that's when I said, okay, to tell, I'm not going to touch these long format things. I'm just going to focus on my business.
Is that when you formed FCIA?
Yes.
Okay. That's Film Crew in Africa. Yeah.
After that experience, because I had also just come out of another bitter experience.
Oh, were you with an agency before? No? Okay.
This experience is of a film called From a Whisper.
Wanuris.
Honor Kayo.
Yeah.
A human being that I respect. However, whatever happened with that project is a pain point that whatever she is, she knows, and even if she watches this show, she'll know what I'm referring to. I won't go to any further details.
Yeah.
But I'd come off of a bad experience out of full trust and, giving full heart.
Yeah.
The product that came out was amazing.
Yeah.
To date, is one of Kenya's celebrated films. But it is what it is. That's what happened.
So is that something that still continues to happen, to your knowledge, to date? Maybe people who commission or produce and engage other industry stakeholders, the players, the crew basically, and the cast. Is this a phenomenon that still keeps going, or what's the situation on ground right now?
Wherever you have highly educated people like Kenya, kutakuwa na wakora.
So it's still happening, is what you're saying?
Yeah, the downside of education is that the scale balances. The highly educated population, you will have good people and bad people, because education is exposing people to a lot of things in life. So if you expose me to capabilities and abilities, I'll choose either to do something good with it or do something like an accountant. You train someone to be an accountant. They can decide to be an accountant who decides to do tax evasion, or an accountant who decides to actually be diligent.
Right.
So that's and that's why our country has a lot of problems, because we are highly educated compared to other countries globally.
That's true.
That's the poison chalice of education, without opportunities. So going back to that thing of, is it still happening? Yes, it's happening. And that's why I have, for a long time, been a champion of, let's just do things right. The value chain is so big, because sometimes you can have all the right intentions. Even as a producer, you might have all the right intentions. Then your client doesn't pay you. Your conversation with your client, it doesn't matter what that is. The people the third party people you have engaged, they don't care about.
That's true.
So we have cases even up to now. People who have not paid us for 3 years. From 2020. And you have people who work.
Have you written it off?
You have to find a solution. Writing off is not a solution, in my view.
What
the
is
solution
it's talking
is
about
that
it? Putting
it's
systems
risks,
in place?
because you have to look at it as a production company. You have to look at yourself as an insurance company. Because you are taking the risk.
Yes.
The client is transferring risk to you.
Yes.
Basically. Telling you, here's money, go and do a show, go do a commercial, go do a movie, right? They've transferred the risk to you. You have taken that risk, you transferred it to people who are working for you. But you're the same person who has to reassure these people that whatever happens with this other person, I'll come through for you. So that's the part we're in now, trying to figure out life with these other people. And that's why it's important that today's conversation, in one way or another, talks about the importance of interest groups, associations, guilds, and things like that.
I was coming to that. So is this like where now KFTPA comes in? And especially you being the chair, but you've been a member for many years. From the time Jerry set it up right? I would imagine.
I was
Together
a
with
member.
Tosh. I was too. At some point,
I was the crew representative and Madam Allison was the chair lady. And I was very instrumental in rallying people to join. I think it was the only time that KFTP enjoyed very, very big support and membership across board.
Okay.
I was very volatile as a leader who represented the crew. I was not ashamed to represent them.
Yeah.
I took on my responsibility head on. I challenged every person. It's very, people went on whatever happened in the museum that time.
Yeah.
It is referred to until today.
Okay.
But it brought results, right?
I'm trying to remember what happened at the museum.
The
I do remember
museum-
I had cancelled my membership by that time. So
she's laughing.
I wasn't
I will
acting.
I'll tell you what happened.
I wasn't an active member rather at the time, but I do remember hearing something like that.
This is what happened. The industry had not had a
Take
meeting.
a seat.
The industry had not had a meeting
Yeah.
with government to exchange for years. So this was the first meeting that was organized with the ministry at the time and all the state agencies, including KFC. So we are summoned and we go there. But then we realize, in one way or another, it felt like it was a sort of a public participation exercise, not an exchange.
Okay.
And we had so many questions to pose to them so that they can answer.
Okay.
So I started and I had prepared I like preparing myself when I go anywhere.
Okay.
So I had prepared a dossier of 45 pages of font 12.
45. Gosh, that's a whole movie.
So I started reading my submissions because I was informed we are coming to submit our issue.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I had written them in letters, like copies were given to everyone who was there. Then another gentleman stands up and shuts me down, says, this is not the place for that here. Now, unfortunately, I don't know if it is because of my ethnic background. Also, I did not take it too well to be shut down because I am there with authority that has been given.
Yes.
I'm a member of the committee representing the crew in Kenya.
Yes.
And these are their issues.
Yes.
So when I was in issue number 3, I'm being told sit down.
Yeah, your time is up.
So I said, no, I'm not going to sit. In fact, let me go to the end.
Okay.
So now I say, but this is what your invite said. This is what the law says.
Right.
So for today,
you will listen to me.
And it became a wild card.
Okay.
But the result after that was that what people don't know is that then there was a meeting that was called. Because as much as that ended up being discussed as it was a terrible meeting, the industry came and choked the government. Behind that, meeting was called with Mutie and all these people, and we sat down and said, we actually read the letter that you sent and you raise pertinent issues. We are inaccessible as an agency. I said, open up these doors. How will you represent us, but you really don't know the pain points and even the winning points? How will you take credit when you've actually done something that as a result, but there is no open policy both ways? If you work with us, the glory is actually yours. All we want is a good place to thrive.
Yes, and we work together.
So Muti actually opened it up.
Okay.
And we started bringing, if we have an opportunity to talk, and that is what has been the backbone of the new KFC, as we call it to date.
Okay, that's interesting.
And that's the truth.
Okay.
Because at the time, things were happening here. Let me tell you. There was a time people went to India. Me, I was in India on my own evolution. I meet a delegation from the Kenya Film Commission that they have gone to meet Indian producers.
Okay.
The CEO at the time is a CEO now somewhere else.
Okay.
But they had been conned.
Yeah.
Because the guys they were meeting in Kenya inaitwa kipindi. Ilikuwa ni kipindi.
Okay. Kipindi is episode, right? Or is it drama?
Yani sijinda kuexplain. Unajua wewe pia wewe ni wa uptown. Uwezi elewa kipindi.
Kuna kitu kaa hiyo. Kipindi ni episode.
Yani kipindi umepangwa ukaingia box.
Okay, okay.
Unanipata?
Nimeelewa.
Sasa walienda mahali kwa hoteli ballroom wakidhani wana meet producers wa maana, kumbe ni ma-actors wako job.
Oh, that's drama.
So when they realized later, they quickly came back, did a cover up. There was no report. So many things were happening, and the industry is not being involved.
And taxpayers' money has been used.
That is the point where, if you opened up the space, we would be able to tell you we work with Indian producers.
Yeah.
These are fakes. Anyway,
I
it's
get
changed,
it. I get
and
it.
today we are in a different place.
Okay, a better place.
Better place.
Okay.
Now what we need to fix is our own interest group. And this Kenya Film Television Professionals Association, the time has come for it to be very inclusive. You know, our industry is evolving. We are coming away from that craft industry that I described to a fully fledged industry. So it's high time we mainstream the whole industry. Pioneers, established players, and emerging players. These three bands have to be brought together in one umbrella. So that when we are asking and fighting or demanding or fighting to find any kind of solution, it cuts across.
So when you say one umbrella, are you referring to
KFTPA? Yes.
Okay, all right.
And
But there are other
I'll explain
associations.
to you how.
Yeah.
I'll explain to you how.
Okay.
Pioneers
Yeah.
are on their way to retirement. But they have so much knowledge.
Yeah.
And knowledge is only of value if it is accessible
yes.
and available.
Yeah.
So we have to include them so that we can access them and make that information available. Then there are established players like yourself and other people.
Yeah.
You have learned how to do entrepreneurship with the craft. You see, the pioneers didn't do business.
That's true. Yes.
So the established players right now came and took that skill and actually turned it into a business.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
What the emerging players will do is that they'll turn the businesses into export products. And that's what's happening right now. You're seeing Kenya exporting content. And also attract in-on investments to help us grow the industry. So all these players, they've played their role in the different decades, but I'm looking at putting all them together in a place where they all belong.
Okay.
In respect of, there are other associations.
Yes.
There are other guilds. There are other interest groups.
Yeah.
However, we want to look at KFTP as a community where a guild can still belong.
How many members do you currently have?
As it is right now, I cannot answer that question.
Why?
Simply because we are in the process of revamping the register.
Okay.
I came into office in January and I'm working under the assumption of I'm the only member.
Okay.
Okay?
You don't want to play as a team?
I said I'm working under the assumption because it is a very good assumption to start from, knowing that I am the only one.
Oh, you mean as a member, not really working?
As a member.
Okay, got it.
I'm working on the assumption that I'm the only member.
Okay, got it.
And now I need to make this place attractive so that the membership grows. I don't want to say we already have X number of people. And take no offense to the members who are there. They all understand.
No, I get
what's
it
happening.
when you mean now, yes, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. From the
When
point
we
of
do that,
membership,
we will open it up. Individuals can join.
Yes.
Companies and businesses. So individuals will cover pioneers. Companies and businesses will cover
The
established people.
and all that. Okay.
And then these guys who've organized will put a KFTPA community.
Okay.
You as a guild of editors, take your membership. We will look after your interest. Because there's so much bad practice. And there is no need for us to say that we can fix it as an editors guild, as a cinematographers association. No.
But that's what's happening right now.
They are doing well in their groups.
Yes.
However, you cannot speak to a government as 65 units.
Yeah.
You will stay there forever.
Yeah. We are staying there forever because that's exactly what we have been doing.
And I'll give you an example. Why do you think the government structures ministries? And then under ministries, the government works in a format called MDA. Ministries, departments, and agencies. Right? Let's take example, Ministry of Youth, Sports and the Arts. Then there's a State Department of Youth and Arts and then Sports.
Yeah.
So we fall under Youth and Arts.
Yes.
Already you can see the president His Excellency William Ruto, if he wants to know anything about the arts,
Yeah.
he will speak to the minister,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But the minister is a community leader for arts, youth, and sports.
And sports, yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
But he's the umbrella
Yeah.
for these three communities.
Yeah.
The minister, if he wants to know about the arts, will not speak to Jonathan Mweke, who is the PS of sports. Will speak to Ismail Made, who is the PS for youth and arts.
Okay.
Then Made will speak to a director,
Yeah.
who is the director of arts. And if he specifically wants to know about film,
Yeah.
that director will call the CEO of KFC. So there is already, you can see even in government, there is an agency, there is a department, there's this, but there is an overarching community, because when they sit in cabinet to make decisions,
Yeah.
all these other agencies don't sit in cabinet. It is a well-informed minister
Yes.
who sits in cabinet. I'll give you another example.
No. Before you give me another example, first. Yes, I understand. You know, there's protocol, chain of command. It's like any house or any company. You know, there's a CEO,
Yes.
heads of HODs, you know,
Exactly.
and all that. So I totally get it and I respect it. But my question is, when there's a situation arises, you know, say even let's talk about Kalasha or something, an event or something. How long does it take, or maybe a training workshop, how long does it take by the time it has come from that agency, like KFC, it's gone to the director, it's gone to I don't know who, PS, CS, Ifikia president?
It can-
Is that something that really
I can tell
works?
you,
Because
it
it
works.
seems like it's so long, it's such
It
a long
works,
chain.
and I'll tell you why it works. It can work, I can give you timelines. It can either work in 24 hours or 24 years.
Depending
There
on
is-
what.
Exactly, that's the point.
Uh-huh.
On how good you're organized as a community. And the example I was going to give you was the transport industry.
Okay.
When
Okay,
the
yeah.
transport industry stopped agonizing the government, because they used to agonize the government by strikes. You wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
matatu za buruburu zimeamua atubebe,
Yeah.
wana agonize. But when they realized, you know what,
Let's come together.
this Matatu Owners Association thing is actually not bad, but we've not empowered it. They decided each route will be a circle.
Yes.
And then all these circles
Yeah.
will be a member
Yeah.
of the, so it's the circle that's a member of the MOA.
Yes.
So the MOA is an umbrella body for all these circles.
Yes. But you see, that's a very short chain. It's just circle MOA.
That is why I'm telling you,
Yeah.
KFTPA
Yeah.
intends to take that model.
Okay. All right. Got
Where
it. Okay.
you are the Actors Guild,
Yes.
take membership here.
Yes.
You are the Cinematographers Guild, take membership. As a guild,
Distributors Guild.
come take membership here.
Okay.
So that you know, as a guild, if I go in this conversation, it will take longer. But if I table this thing in KFTPA,
Yeah.
then we lobby as one group
Yeah.
that we can safely say,
Yeah.
whatever we are talking about here is rightfully represented. And when there is a conversation to have on the table, we don't need to have 3,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who is the leader of this guild? Come. And we all speak in one language. That is called organizing.
Yeah. I get it.
Currently, we are agonizing the government. You go and talk, musicians come,
Kila
they
mtu na
talk,
agenda yake.
filmmakers of the agenda,
Yeah.
animators of the agenda, which
Yeah.
are all true
Yes.
and all urgent.
Yes. Yes.
However, you're talking to one guy, possibly the principal secretary. What do you expect this person to do in terms of priorities? He has to have a priority list.
Yeah.
But when the orchestra
Yeah.
is not orchestrating, he will pack that bus and move with things that have priorities.
He'll hire a DJ
Yes.
and get rid of the band.
Yes. That is why I am telling people, let's organize now.
Have you really started this discussion with the different associations?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I haven't heard anything.
I have started.
Distributors.
I have started with the masses.
Oh, sisi ni wadogo.
Nyinyi conversation yenyu si ngumu. I started with the masses,
Okay.
where people, Mangeshi, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I have been interacting with players and stakeholders even before I was chairperson.
I know.
I go to their houses when they're not feeling well. I take them to hospital. I sit with them to just talk
Yeah.
when they have issues. I understand to a very, very very, very big degree the problems they are facing. And you know, half of those problems, even more than half, can be taken away by a simple pronouncement. Because they are having problems because us who are established and running businesses are behaving badly. You cannot hire someone's child. I want to paint for you a picture of why this thing of organizing in one group is so dear to me. I'll give you an example. In Kenya, the business of filmmaking is structured in 3 ways. You're either doing your own stuff for fun, or you're either doing marketing work, which is commercials, documentaries and things commissioned by a marketing company that they own all the rights, or you're doing work for commission and licensing. That's either you're in one of those 3 things. Right? So in marketing, which is the most profitable unit, there's something called a model or a performing artist. Kunywa maji. I'm about to make you sad.
Nikunywa tena?
Just take a sip.
Hey, na nitaongeza kuna jug. Okay.
Let me ask you a question. In the world, is there something called minimum wage?
Yes.
And there's something called poverty line.
Yes.
Where is the poverty line drawn at in terms of dollars?
$1 a day.
$1 a day.
Yes, yes.
We agree on that one. Well done. You're well informed. I like this.
I'm clever.
Yeah? The dollar today is 130 shillings in Kenya.
131.25.
Let's round it off at 1,000.
Okay, yes. I'm just trying to show you how well informed I am also.
You have an iPhone?
Yes, I do. But not the latest model.
Go to the calculator app. Because I want you to read the results of this mathematics.
What am I searching?
Calculator app. Calculator.
Oh, calculator.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm there.
So this is how advertising works, okay? And this one anybody can challenge me.
Okay.
And it will be unchallengeable.
Let's see.
In Kenya today, for someone's child to be on a billboard, someone's child who's gone to school, gone to university.
What age?
Studied doesn't matter age.
All right.
Studied performing arts probably.
Okay.
Spent 3-4 million to go to school, study performing arts, come out with a degree. I want to be an actor in my career. Comes and lands an opportunity in advertising.
Okay.
Sign the going rate for doing print advertising, which is billboard, newspaper, posters, is, let's call it 80,000 shillings.
I thought it was more than that.
That's the going rate.
Okay, so like that, minimum. Okay.
For not minimum.
Okay. Do I start calculating?
Currently here in Kenya.
Okay. Do I key in 80,000 now?
Please.
Okay.
Now, so they're paid 80,000. It does sound like a lot of money, right?
Not to me.
It does sound.
But
it's
yes,
thousands,
yes,
right?
yes.
So let's now do this.
Okay.
For you to be paid 80,000 in Kenya, the Kenya Revenue Authority, you have to give them 5% withholding tax, right? Because you're working.
Yes.
So let's take away 5% withholding tax from that.
This is where I need my accountant. He was trying to show me actually even how to. I think it's times 0.05.
Just say times 5 divided by 100.
Oh, so I just go the long route. Okay, and the layer. Times 5. Okay. They take 4K.
They take 4K.
Yeah.
So now we are left with
76.
Right.
Yeah.
Then for her to get that opportunity, she had to register with the modeling agency, right?
Yes.
That modeling agency normally takes 20% of whatever you earn.
That's
so
correct.
20% of 80.
Of 80 or 76?
They take of the value. It's
okay.
Of the value.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So that is
16,000.
16. Okay. 16 so plus the 4. So 20K is already gone. Okay.
So now we're left with 60,000,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Put 60K there.
Yeah.
So now, in filmmaking, there is 2 ways of working not filmmaking. This is in performing arts and talent business.
Yeah.
You're paid for 2 things: for showing up to work, and for the rights of using your imagery, right?
Yes.
So that is a 50-50 split. Okay.
Oh, with the agency.
No. In the talent world.
Okay.
So this 60,000 is the pay
halved.
that this person is taking home.
Okay.
Now in that 60,000, 30,000 is paid for one purpose. The model came to work. Let's assume it's a she.
Okay.
She went for preparations. She went for rehearsals.
Okay.
She went to meet the director.
Yeah.
She went for fittings.
Yeah.
Like 4 days. And also she actually came and she
And
worked. She performed.
Yes, yeah.
So that's worth 30,000, right?
Okay.
The other 30,000 is paid should the commercial be used for the usage, right?
Okay.
So 30K is what is the
It's
usage
guaranteed.
fee. So when you see the billboard up there,
Yeah.
it means the other 30K has been paid.
Okay.
Are we together?
Right.
So now there is the term.
Yes.
So divide by 2.
Okay.
We want to now focus on the usage.
Okay. I'm there.
So
30K.
akona 30,000.
Yeah.
The period
Yeah.
that Kenyan agencies demand is 2 years. So they will use your image for
2 years.
2 years.
24 months.
2 years is 24 months. So divide 24 months by 30,000.
30,000 by 24.
Yeah. So that we get whatever
Monthly.
this person is earning per month. Okay?
It's
We are not yet saying.
well,
Now,
all right.
we remember we started our conversation saying poverty line is $1
$1
a day. So we want to get the daily rate
Okay.
that
So I
somebody's
divide
child
this further by
30. Yeah. So you can tell the audience what people earn per day.
41 Kenya shillings.
And that's why I'm telling you.
40 bob.
Yes. So whoever you see in Kenya today, you can even take me to court.
Hiyo hata si
I
mkate
can
nusu
prove.
bana.
The highest paid is 80,000, and those are the terms of usage. It translates to 41 shillings per day. So when you see your friend, your relative on a billboard, don't harass them. They don't have money. The makanga kamjesh ule ako kwa stage mali kuna hiyo billboard, anatengeleza gachwani akijaza kila matri. Asubuhi atajaza matri kana 8.
Yeah.
Yeye atafunga hata punch and home.
Yeah.
Then to make matters work, you are being paid 41 shillings for your image to be used.
Yeah.
Across all
years.
platforms
Yes.
for 2 years, and you cannot do any work with the
With a
competing
competitor,
brand.
yes, yeah.
And you're locking them down. And that's why I'm saying there are problems
Yeah.
that we can fix with
Right.
pronouncements. And the only way we get pronouncements is if we organize.
Yeah.
And tomorrow our minister, we empower him. He comes and says, from X day, no dollar a day. If we say it's $1 a day, it means you are paying 130 per day. Hiyo chapa itakuwa afadhali. True or false?
True.
So
Absolutely.
let the poverty line cut across.
All
let it
across
cut
the
across.
industry.
Yes, let
because
it cut
we are
across.
talking, of course, about our industry.
If this fee goes to 130, it simply means we have times 3.5.
Yes.
300%.
Yeah.
Which means that 80,000,
Yeah.
you multiply it by 3. And that is the fee that they'll be getting. Then at least there is value for somebody who wants. Or if they don't have the money, we also understand you don't want to put pressure on the market. Said, reduce the usage period. Why do you need to use someone's image for 2 years? Take it for 3 months. Then it makes sense. After 3 months, anaezenda kama alikuwa amefanya job ya Airtel, after 3 months anaezenda chukua job ya Safaricom. That's what I'm telling you. There's a lot of malpractice. But we can't fix malpractice without pronouncement. We can't empower. Nigeria, for example. Today in Nigeria, they made a pronouncement. Utauliza. Walifanya pronouncement. You cannot shoot an ad in Nigeria with a foreign actor. They have to be Nigerian. And this is the amount you have to pay them. It has fixed their industry. But in Kenya, we can't go and advise our minister to do that. And we are not organized. Because what will happen? Tomorrow, somebody will go and do that job for 40 shillings. Then the minister will look stupid.
That is what I wanted to ask.
I knew where you were coming.
You could read my face, Because at times we also shoot ourselves in the foot.
Because we don't belong to an umbrella body that we all have signed
that protects our rights,
to agree that nikifanya ujinga hata hiyo KFTPA inaweza nishtaki. And this is how far we want to go. For you to film in Kenya, you need to be a filming agent. For you to film, you need to get a license. Our members, the one who will mess up, how you will be stripped down, you will not be able to do, even shoot with your phone will be impossible. So that people, the thing that we have is that we don't respect authority. Everybody is a silo. In Kenya, each company has their own contract. Each agency has their own release form. One agency is asking for perpetual use for 80,000. Perpetual.
Yes, I know.
Infinity. Are you mad?
Yes.
So those are the things we want to correct.
But a lot of broadcast networks do that, and you know that.
Because they organized under Media Owners Association, and they agreed to do it, and that's why it's working.
So,
you know when they come and say,
we have no say.
Do you know why wangeshi mkifinyiliwa?
Yeah.
Mmoja wenu ataenda peke yake, mwingine ataenda peke yake, mwingine ataenda peke yake. Hamtaisaidika. What will happen ukifinywa unarudi kwangu.
Yeah.
Tunaiweka kwa issue. Sisi ndio tunaenda kuaddress hiyo maneno. Because the government will know the instrument of the film industry number, the door we are knocking is this one and this one only.
Yeah.
And that's what people need to understand.
Yeah.
That even in America, where Hollywood is successful, there's a producers guild, there's DGA, there's but all these guys still come under the academy. They prescribed the laws of the academy so that they can compete everywhere in the world. That is how it's designed. So we are not special.
Yeah.
But if we want to fix and empower ourselves, unaona leo, you're a distributor.
Yeah. Amongst others.
You're belonging in a distributors association.
Yeah.
Tell me the truth. What can you achieve?
Nothing.
What can you achieve?
After your association, but it's a work in progress.
Someone from Spain will come and distribute in Kenya and stamp on your feet.
Yeah.
Who will deal with that? You will find yourself in the police station trying to find. But if you are covered in a nyumba somewhere.
That I agree completely. And it's also one thing I wanted to say, because it makes me feel bad, especially when I was commissioning editor.
Yes.
You know, when I was distributing to jobs, kidogo hapa na pale. And 3 companies come and pitch, and all of them equally amazing. Okay. You know, but I like Easy's concept, but he's expensive. So Wageshi's is not so great, but she's affordable. Now, here's the thing. At times, you're tempted to tell Easy nipatie concept yako, lakini nifanye job na hawa. Exactly.
I take it to this other factor.
So that I can pay less. And so what you're talking about really makes a lot of sense to me. And I see it happening. A lot of producers go out there. A network, for example, says, I can only buy your content for 5K. Tuseme. But Easy, because anajulikana or something,
the price goes higher.
The price it triples and whatever. So that's not right. Because how is Wageshi, who is starting the emerging, how are you going to help me if you're always just going to Easy?
Can I surprise you?
Tell me.
Kenya is organized. Let me tell you, you have an administration that is organized.
You've just come from talking this organization I'm talking about. Or as a country.
The industry is disorganized.
Okay, all right.
I'm talking about the administration.
Okay.
You have to get my English right. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Do you know something called the Competition Authority?
No.
Finya Google.
Not now, homework. Okay.
We actually have a competition authority in Kenya.
Okay.
That if we organize, we can have a structured conversation with them to address all those things.
There is that part of your agenda?
Yeah, there are so many industries that have been sorted out with the competition authority because they come and stamp that's why they're called authority because they'll come and stamp what? The authority and say invoices and things like this will be paid within this term if you want to operate in Kenya, and that story ends there. Okay,
that's great. If that is already happening, I didn't know that.
There is the Investments and Promotions Act of Kenya, 2014. There is the Special Economic Zones Act, 2019, that has so many incentives for entrepreneurs. But because we are not organized all in one roof, it is impossible. People who want to invest in like Hiventi, like Keyframe, guys who are investing in post-production, they should not be kawaida companies. These are companies that should be operating in the special economic zones so that they can enjoy things like 100% capital allowance, income tax, VAT, custom duty incentives that are already in place for investors like that.
Okay.
But how will they get to benefit out of that?
Yeah.
And they're
As a
encapsulating
single
themselves
unit, yes.
around service. The problem that
Yeah.
we have
Okay.
is that our associations and guilds are encapsulating themselves around the service they're providing, not the product or service they're taking to market. You see, when you organize around your skill, your editor, sour, you've bunched up yourself. It's all good and great because you're thinking of creating a better environment for your work. That's
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
But there's the other side of output.
Yes.
Whatever work you're putting out, think with the trade mind that the movie, the animation, the music, whatever you're putting out, look at it as a tradable product that can actually be graded, standardized, and exported. And look at yourself as an entity,
Yeah.
as somebody who can actually
Who's
attract
providing- yes.
investment, both
Absolutely.
local and inward. So when you do that, you realize that
Yeah.
first, okay, we will be in the guild
Yes.
to galvanize our skill. However, we need to belong somewhere else as this guild to now encapsulate our products. So that we're not just churning out work. Remember, film industry falls in the creative industries.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In the creative industries, our trade currency is intellectual property. And that's the one thing we all need to agree on, is our IP.
Yeah.
When you galvanize, exploit, and grow the IP, you
Yeah.
monetize.
Absolutely.
Now, that IP conversation, we can't have it.
Yeah.
Producers, directors, sijui nini.
Because all of us within our right ears have IP. This is my IP,
Yeah.
for example, right?
So how can we,
Yeah.
I say the competition authority na gava, tunataka kuongea conversation ya IP exploitation and growth. It has to be one conversation. Then it is upon the association to now trickle it down.
Yes, yeah.
I am not here to tell you, guys, this is how you need to work. No, that is the guild's job.
Yeah.
Within the guild, form your rules, working hours, all that. Guilds do that. But to ensure that your work gives you the value, gives you the value and a bridge to monetize it, we have to organize.
Now, because I'm seeing we're running out of time, unfortunately, si nilikuambia wana itaenda haraka sana. Do you have timelines? Like, what is your plan? What is your agenda? In terms of, I've had everything that you want to do. You don't have to break it down in detail. But do you have a timeline as to when you would like to see this one umbrella?
Yes.
Or what? Oh, when? So we work backwards, please.
We are in April.
Yes.
April 30th. Look at your calendar.
April 30th. It's okay.
I want you to mention the date.
See, April 30th. Oh, you mean you want the date?
Yeah, madam, please open the calendar.
Okay, you know, sasa, unanipatia homework. 30th is a Sunday.
That is a Sunday.
Yeah.
We are going to organize, not agonize. Repeat after me.
Okay, no, what's happening on the 30th?
First repeat after me.
Sasa unanifunza? Organize, not agonize.
We'll have a meeting
Okay.
at the Nairobi Film Center. It will be called the State of the Industry Meeting.
Bas.
That day,
Yeah.
we are calling upon all stakeholders in the film industry
Okay.
to come in
Sangapi?
their little, in the communication will come. So you've
Okay.
asked me for timelines.
All right. Yes.
So now
yes.
we are kaliki.
So that's the first. Okay, sasa.
And what we want from that day, the communication will be out in 7 days.
Okay, sawa. Cool.
Come and attend physically, because that place can fit about 800 people.
Okay.
But
Nairobi Film?
The former Nairobi Cinema.
Oh, okay.
It's called now Nairobi Film Center.
Okay.
What we want is that all these guilds and all these interest groups come having appointed one person
as a
to speak.
Okay.
But this time round, I'm changing the conversation. I don't want to hear problems.
You want solutions?
Because there is no problem that I don't know.
Yeah.
There is no new problem. No one has grown a third head, and now that's a new problem.
Okay.
I want people to come and give directions.
Okay.
Let's rotate our mind from the same conversation of this is that, this problem, no. if you've managed to organize yourself into either a guild, an association, or whatever interest group, it means you have capacity to come with recommendations
Absolutely.
and direction.
Yes.
So that then, from that conversation,
Yeah.
we adopt those things,
Yeah.
look at them, and you will find that most of them will actually converge. Whatever is a recommendation from Guild A
will also
will also
apply
be from Guild
exactly.
B.
Yes,
so the list
absolutely.
will actually, as we imagine, the list will condense.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
will remain with very few action points.
Yeah.
Then we will make a priority list. Then after that, you will understand
Yeah.
why the current administration, and I'm speaking very strongly about it, is geared towards recognizing prosperity for the art.
Is this a closed door invite?
No, it's
meeting?
open.
So I can come and record? I can come with my team?
It's open. You can do anything.
Okay, all right.
Then after that, we will start a recruitment exercise. What we want to do, we don't want to come and ask people to join when we don't know why they are joining.
Yeah.
Because my vision, by the end of the year, these are the things I would like to have achieved.
Okay.
Make FTPA a community for everybody.
Got that?
Number two,
Yeah.
ensure that a conversation around accreditation, certification for our industry is happening. Kenya Film Commission is already championing it,
Yeah.
and we want it to trickle down to a level where watu wakuwe na certificate, people can start having some dignity about what they are doing.
Okay.
Somebody has done makeup professionally for 20 years. Come on.
Yeah.
Let us give them some accreditation, even if it's from NITA.
That's a
Let's
good point.
figure out
Yeah.
experience-based certification. That's number one. Number two,
Recognition is good.
let
It's
us
motivating.
remove basic problems from our people. Wangeshi, simu yangu nikikuonesha saa hii, zile message mtu anakutumia na kuambia mzae, wife yangu ako si anazaa, sina hata so mbili. It pains me a lot.
Yeah.
Have conversation with NHIF. They have different packages, from enhanced scheme, from Afya Bora. When we are many,
Yeah.
insurance works in mass.
Yeah.
When we have critical mass, they will formulate a product for us.
Yes.
And
that's
that
true.
way,
Yeah.
you know, I'm working on set, and hata mtoto wangu wako hospitali,
Yes,
it's not a
relative.
pain point.
Yeah.
So that the little money they are earning
Yeah.
can actually be of value.
Yeah.
Secondly, working conditions. People have sent me things where they are working in companies, they don't have weekends, they work for 16 hours, they are abused sexually and yamatusi naitwangwaje na English, verbally,
Yeah.
and they work in so environments that are not allowing them to, especially in the corporate business, in production companies, in agencies. It is so bad that I know two people personally known to me who took their own lives out of that. I know another one who had a mental breakdown because you're feeling useless. You're making people's children feel so bad that in these companies, when you're going for an interview, the most important question for you to answer is, can you thrive in a demanding environment? Can you work for long hours? That we've reached, Kenya has gotten to a place where we are demanding that out of children. People who've come out of university.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, they say
What's
yes
your
because
experience?
yeah, not even experience nowadays.
Yes.
Is can you work 7 days a week?
Yeah.
What's your ability of surviving in harsh conditions? They are not joining the military. They went to school for a reason. You're tapping into their knowledge and skill. And what is the what is the turnover? What is the turnover rate for? It's so bad. Kids are losing their minds.
Yeah.
Part of the suicide in our industry is
Yeah.
because of that. So that's number last.
Okay.
Ensure that the industry is well mainstreamed in the administration through a bridging leadership program.
Okay.
We now do sensitization so that the MDAs of Gava understand us better.
Yeah.
Then after that, I vie for president of the industry.
Oh.
Oh.
I thought you were going to say of the country. I was like, yeah, when are you
No.
running? I'll vote
No,
for
no,
you.
no.
I'll
Right
even
now,
campaign for you.
We are supporting His Excellency William Ruto.
Absolutely.
He's young,
Yeah.
and if you look at his campaign, it would not be what it was without the creative economy. And I think he realizes that.
Yeah. And
you
that's why
and
he's
me
putting, yes,
and,
all
and
this
everybody in the country right now. You cannot wake up and go to sleep without interacting with an element from the creative economy. That's how powerful this whole thing is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Radio, ukisikiza radio ama ukiwatch
Hawezi-
YouTube, whatever,
hawezi-
that's the creative industry.
Hawezi amka na ulale bila kuinteract nayo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Guys, wow, today I have learned a lot. I'm sure Easy hasn't even exhausted or even come close to what it is that we can be able to accomplish as an industry.
Yes.
But I'm happy to hear that there are steps that are being taken to see how we can be able to formulate this, how we can work together, how we can come together, so that we can, grow together. Yeah, this thing of 41 bob, by the way, has shocked me. I'll go and do that calculation again because now nanikama amenidanganya. But it's really shocking. But good to see that they're good steps. So Nairobi Film Center. If you're here, former Nairobi Cinema,
Yes.
on the 30th of April. The time details will be shared with you.
Yes.
I'll also share that with you. So keep following us on Afri+CAN. Follow us on social media. We'll communicate this information to you as soon as we get the details. But yes, let's come together as an industry. And I'm assuming it's also open to people outside of Kenya.
No,
terms of like being able to join in?
This is a conversation for Kenya.
No, but if you're a Kenyan, like in
Yes,
Uganda, and
yes,
you can't
yes,
travel
yes.
down, yeah?
There will be that
There will be an opportunity for... Okay,
100%.
so there you go. It's all inclusive.
And
so,
Wangeshi,
yes.
the 41 shilling is the best case scenario. People who do radio commercials are not paid 80,000.
It's
They're
much
They're
less.
paid 30,000. So they actually take home 12 bob per day when their voice is used.
I was going to wrap up so nicely, Sasa, and then he's giving me even worse news. But anyway, it's been an interesting discussion. We'll definitely keep the conversation going. So keep watching Afri+CAN. Follow us, spread the love, #Afri+CAN and #Afri+CAN podcast. Also, please use our WhatsApp number. We are easily accessible, okay? You just send us a text with your thoughts, your suggestions, your comments, ideas. If there's somebody you would like me to talk to invite here, please let me know, okay? My name is Wangeshi Murage, signing off for today. See you next time.